And you said that there was no other officers in the past for your property?
No. There was, in Marty Burt and Ed Crow and a part-time economic developer for the city and a real estate person from St. Louis contacted me in May or June of '08 about putting in an L-shaped strip mall. There was a particular group in Atlanta that was going to do it. They represented 16 to 18 different retail outlets. I signed a letter of intent, an LOI. They signed it, sent it back to me, along with a contract, which I signed and sent back to them. That was in late October, early November of '08. If you understand the economic situation at that time, I never heard from them until I called them in January. And at that time, they said they had, of the 18 retail outlets that they represented, they had no one that was willing to expand, and at this time, they were going to table the situation. I can show you the LOI, and Marty Burt and everybody can attest to that fact. That deal fell through. So that was the one opportunity that I had to sell the property until now.
There wasn't anything with the Walgreens or anything in the past?
No. Walgreens.
Okay, that's my question.
Okay.
I have a question too. And you say that the laborers coming in, they will be from this area and not, you don't bring in Microtel staff that is on, that come to the building?
There'd be a few people here because basically the general contractor has built 22 of these and he can build them in the dark, basically. But what we're trying to do is use local labor, yes.
Trying, does that mean you will?
If locals available.
Yeah,
we'll
locals are
ourselves
available,
to
yeah,
those
absolutely.
locals.
Yeah.
And then, absent that, then we have to go somewhere else.
We're going to do
Depending
local.
upon the
We're going to do
skill set.
local first and last, and then if we have to.
Kind of like trying to find a pipe fitter 6 months ago. You got to go to Louisiana. But so what we're trying to do is, yes, we will try to get all local.
You know, I keep hearing you talk about having to go places to find people. We just had, I think, 3,800 people working in Life McGirl, which I cover that area. There is people around here available. Please don't keep saying that there's not qualified people around here to build a hotel. We can build a power plant, we can build a hotel. Reed's mom and dad built that hotel out there. They built it 100% union. It was built out there with no tips, 100% union. I would hope that this, if this is goes, this is built the same way.
Well, let me respond to that. There's a reason why that hotel was built where it was, and why we're proposing to build this hotel where we are, and why TIF makes a difference. This gentleman here has been trying to sell this property. He hasn't been able to sell this property because the cost of developing that for commercial applications is cost prohibitive. It doesn't make sense to buy property where you have to tear down an existing structure and build a new one when you can drive a half-mile down the road, buy a similar parcel of similar dimensions, not have to incur those costs of tearing something down. It's very simple. I mean, I'm getting the sense that we're trying to make this an us versus them proposition. This is not an us versus them proposition. I understand that at first blush it probably looks like that. We are trying to bring something to this community. I'm not from this community. I understand that you have the right to look at me like an outsider. I don't blame you for that. But we came to this particular project and this particular concept because John Bergfeld is from Sparta, is very familiar with this community. In fact, through his business connections and business experience, The idea for having a hotel in this community popped up because the hotel that's in existence wasn't able to cater to all of the needs that his particular groups had. So there were several occasions where they had to go someplace else. All right? We're trying to give the city an asset, which we think will be an asset not simply to our own pocketbook, which obviously there'll be some profit deal, I'm going to apologize for that. But more importantly, we're able to do something strategic. We're able to take an existing parcel that is a problem area. The word that this gentleman used was blight, okay? So this is a problem area that's not going to go away. That property's been that way for at least 20 years, probably longer. And if this project isn't approved through TIF financing, it's going to remain there probably for another 20, 30, 40 years. So we are offering the city an opportunity. Take this eyesore away, replace it with something which I think we'll all agree is an attractive setting. Certainly more attractive than what you have there now. On top of that, you also create an asset that not only creates jobs in the initial construction phase, which is 30 to 40 jobs, and I don't pretend to know the local union market, and if you're telling me that we've got the people that can do it locally, then we're going to do it locally. Why? A, because it's good business, but B, we want to be local partners. We want to be in partnership with this community, okay? If we're going to have an adversarial relationship, my own personal view, if that's the way it's going to be, I personally wouldn't want to develop it. If I don't get the sense that the city's behind us, and we're behind the city, and that the people have an understanding and an appreciation for developing an eyesore project and doing it in a way that's first class, that gives the city an asset. And a hotel, a brand new hotel, is an asset. I'd like to encourage you to think of Chester not as a local destination, but as a regional destination. Do I think that people are going to fly all over the country to come to Chester? No. Do I think it's possible to attract people from Cape Girardeau, from St. Louis, from Springfield, Illinois, and other places? Potentially. If the marketing is done correctly. Now, I understand it's very easy to scoff at that. But, as Roger had indicated, where are our customers coming from? Well, we're not trying to cannibalize, although is there going to be some degree of some customers coming to our hotel and not your hotel? I'd be lying to you if I said that it doesn't going to have some impact. Okay? That's the reality. But there will also be opportunities when our hotel is full and we refer customers to you, and I would hope that you would do the same. But on the whole, yeah, there's probably going to be some degree of attrition from people going to your hotel. But what we'd like to do is to create this asset that draws people from a regional basis, and our customer base is going to be first and foremost established by Microtel. Now, I'm not a hotel guy, but these Microtel people, you don't win 9 J.D. Power Awards for nothing, okay? You got to know what you're doing. They have very high standards which they require us to adhere to. We're going to have a brand new hotel that's going to have to adhere to their standards, and we're going to do this in a first-class way, all right? Also, our hotel, with the exception of our breakfast area, doesn't have a restaurant. So right away, the people that we're drawing in this community are going to need to eat at least 2 of their 3 meals somewhere else. And hopefully they would come to your restaurant. I've eaten there, it's very good. And we don't have a, the point is, our job isn't to try to say, our hotel is better than your hotel is better than our hotel. I honestly, and with a straight face, am trying to explain to you that through advertising and billboards and various programs that we intend to put together, we intend to attract people not simply from this very community, but from a regional community.
It's been 60,000 a year advertising. I have for quite some time.
And
We've got billboards all over the place and keep them moving around. Where are you going to get some people coming? We don't have an interstate. This isn't a destination town. Except for Hot Dog Day.
I'm not at a position where I can tell you specifically where I'm going to put billboards. I don't even have the...
Where are you going to get the people?
What's that?
Where are you going to get the people? They have a place to stay.
Well, the point is to persuade them that this is a better place to stay.
So they're going to come to Chester just to stay in your property.
If you do it right, yes. So,
Hey, sir.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You keep talking about a blighted area of what High Tree is. I'll show you a whole block of blighted area in our downtown area, which holds a lot of history. It's our county seat. We have a courthouse, a beautiful courthouse, museum, but we have all these stores that are standing there are empty. stores here. When you say your guests will shop, where will they shop? Where will they go? We need, yeah, I'm not against your hotel, but we need so much more than a hotel.
But it's the chicken and egg. If you don't have the people staying as guests, how do you attract, what do you offer them to attract them to the community?
You offer, right now we're offering hospitality. It's a small town. We have a certain culture here. The suites have been very good to us. And so we're thinking of that too, not only of the hotel franchise, but how can we, I agree, Chester is a destination. There's not many places that compare to here.
I agree.
We need to develop and keep our heritage here.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't know about those other things. I don't know the first thing about running a store or collecting them.
And
But I do
The
know.
opposition you're feeling here is that we see that we need these other things. We don't need a second of what we already have that's doing okay.
I would respectfully disagree. What I would suggest to you is that you need more. You need a hotel, but you also need these other things. They're not mutually exclusive propositions. In fact, I would venture to say that the hotel will feed into the development of local shops and businesses.
I agree to a certain extent,
Right.
but I think we really need to work on that downtown area and our heritage first. That will bring people in.
But what I'm suggesting is that people might be more willing to invest in this community the way we're going to invest in this community if you have some semblance of new development that gets people excited about the community. And my argument to you is I think our hotel will help do it. Is it going to be a cure-all? Absolutely not.
Can I add one thing, sir? I think another aspect of the concern here is not so much do we or do we not want a handsome hotel. Certainly, any community wants improvement, and certainly that kind of investment. Even if you realize a profit, that's no harm to us. I think the concern is perhaps how things have happened leading up to this point. For instance, we had a good hardware store here in town that supplied most local people in an actual positive way. And when another one was brought into the area, it was brought in a rather underhanded way, and it really dreadfully impacted that family-owned store. I'm not part of that family. I'm just saying that's what happened. People were upset to the point where many people boycotted the new hardware store. And there's still an undercurrent of unhappiness about it, the way it was handled, and continues to be. Things like the traffic light. Wait a minute, folks. My mother, who was 94 and nearly caused many accidents in this town, could get in and out.
Argue with that.
What I'm saying is, and I think Sandra has a good point, we're all very concerned about this. It's not that we're opposed to you. It's we want to see this handled in a very clear, above-board way. Nobody getting underhanded people's handouts. We don't want to see that.
Right.
They're saying
We're
that.
here, we're
above
not
board.
doing any.
James, I'm not saying you are. I'm not pointing you out, James. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that has
There was,
happened.
right, the Ace Hardware, Don Stallman has been here a long time. I don't know that he was given any advance warning, but Don didn't come in here and
I'm not trying
scream
to
about the Ace Hardware that was coming in.
No, he didn't. He was very well mannered about the whole. I'm saying how everybody else responded. Not saying anything about Don.
Is
I'm pointing that out.
everybody well informed and educated as to how that Ace Hardware came in here?
I think there's a certain understanding as to how it happened. And I don't think we want to get into that tonight.
Maybe we should.